Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's challenging level puzzle, and it's called XV-O-9 or Star-O-Star 9 by Nurgle's Gift. And here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region, which is a box. Cells connected by an X must sum to 10, and cells connected by a V must sum to 5, and all X's and V's are given. If you notice on this puzzle, there are no V's in this puzzle. So therefore, there are no two cells. Yeah, digits in a cage. Okay, so never mind. Hold, that's different. But basically, there are no two cells in this grid that can add up to 5 because there are no V's in this grid. So, if, for example, you had a 3 here, this would have to be 7. And there would be no 2 possible to be in any of the cells that share an edge with this 3. So any of those 4 cells could not have a 2. Because we know all X's and V's are given. And so this is the negative constraint in place. We have digits in a cage cannot be orthogonally adjacent with a consecutive digit. So for example, if this were, say, a 6, there could not be a 5 or a 7 that shares an edge with this 6. Whatever digits in this cage, essentially. You cannot have consecutive digits share an edge with that cage. 2 lines of the same length and same color are connected X lines. So this is a connected X line to this. This is a connected X line to this, etc. This is a connected X line to this, etc., etc. Which means, counting from the bulb, the first cell of each connected X line sums to 10. The second cell of each line sums to 10, etc., etc. So, for example, if this were a 6, this would have to be a 4, because these two digits must add up to 10. If this were, say, a 3, this would have to be a 7, because these two digits must add up to 10, all the way along these thermometers. Or these connected X lines. Yeah, they're not thermometers, because they're not increasing, so we don't know. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so I like these puzzles because you can do a decent amount of coloring. So that's why I like doing these. Anyways, let us start with, I don't know. Let's start here. So we have red, this is green. So this must match red here. So these add up to the same, these add up to 10. So these have to be a different set. So this is the same as this digit here. Because these add up to 10 and these must add up to 10, right? So let's actually do letters. The letters make more sense right now. So this is A and B, so this must be B. This is C. That makes me as D, so this must be C here to add up to 10. Here we have E and F, so this must add up to 10 with E, so that's F. And then we'd have the last one, which we don't know. Okay. This, I guess, we'll label G. It cannot be A, B, C, D, or F, because it sees all of those digits. So I guess we'll make this G and H. Okay, so these are separate ones. So we know A and B add up to 10, E and F add up to 10, and C and D add up to 10. Since these two add up to 10 here, they have to be a separate set than C and D. Since these add up to a separate, they see E and F sees A and B, and C and D, so they have to be a separate set. And G and H is also a separate set, right? Because G sees F, A, B, C, D. So it sees A, B, it sees C, D, it sees F. Oh, it could be E, though. That could be E. No, no, no. Well, H. Okay. Yeah, so this has to be a separate set. Because G and H add up to 10. So A and B are a different set than C and D because A and B here have to add up to 10, and these add up to 10 too. C and D are separate from A and B because obviously B can't be either of them, so therefore this is a separate set. E and F both see C, D, and AB, so neither of those can be the same, so that's a different set of 2 digits adding up to 10. And G and H can't be either. G sees A, B. G and H both see A, B, C, D. G sees F, but then H, which adds up with this G, has to add up to 10. And it sees both E and F. So E and F both cannot be H. Therefore, these are all distinctly different. They're different. How do you say it? They're different sets of 10, essentially adding up. So let's use this box since we can use this connected X line also. So we're going to color them all unique colors. So this is light green, red, yellow, pink, medium, dark, orange, and green. Well, B has to be the same as this, so that's medium. H is the same as this, so this is yellow. Dark is here, so this is C. We know there is no other set here which adds up to 10 in this box. So A cannot be here, and it cannot be next to B, because if it were next to B, there would have to be an X in between them. So this is light. It must be light then, which forces this to be light. E and F, so this is A here. E and F cannot be green and orange, so one of green and red. So one of them is orange. Actually, we know, right? This at F and this cell must add up to 10. So this is E. So E is orange here. F must be either green or red. We're not sure which. So light has to be A. Okay, so then we have the matching colors for A, B, C, D, and F. So this is green or red. We're not sure which. So we have matching colors now. So we don't have to use letters. We know this is B. So this must match with A here. So that must match with the light. Green. So this is light, which means it must match with pink. So this is pink. And then green could be either... If green matches here, green could be itself. So it could be a 5. Or it could be orange, right? Because if... No, it cannot be this... No. It could be orange. Yeah, so this is green or orange. So it matches itself. Or... So if this is... Oh, wait, no. This cannot... Oh, no, this is orange. Yeah, this is orange. Right. So that's fine. We don't know whether that matches. This is yellow. This is pink. Or sorry, this is light gray. And it adds up with pink to add up to 10. So these must be pink. What else do we know? Orange has to be one of these three. Yellow has to be one of these two. So orange is one of these three. Light has to be one of these three. Medium, we don't know. Dark has to be one of these three. We know medium cannot be here because they would be next to a dark and there's no X in between them. What colors can this be? Can't be orange, so it has to be... Can't be any of the light or any of the grays. It could be green, pink, no orange, red, or blue. So green, pink, red, or blue. Green and red were not... So green and red would either match with orange or itself. So matches with orange or green and red. Blue would match with yellow, so this could be yellow. And pink would match with light. So this could be light. That doesn't tell us much. Anyways. This is pink, so that must match with gray, or light gray. So this is not helpful here. This can't be blue because that would have to have an X next to it. So it cannot be blue. So since this can't be blue, this can't be yellow. Okay. This cell cannot be, it has to be one of these six. Okay, so what does that mean? Light, no dark, no orange, red, yellow. So if it's light, that could be pink with it. It cannot be pink, so this can't be light. If it's medium, it would have to be with dark, and it can't be dark, so this can't be medium. If this is green, it cannot be orange, but it could match with itself. Same with red, right? Green and red could match with itself. If it's pink here, that means it matches with light, which it cannot. So this cannot be pink. And if it's yellow, it would match with blue, which it could. So this is green, red, or blue. We're not sure which. Interesting. Neither of these can be pink, so light gray cannot be either of these. Does that help us with anything? I don't even know. Let's use lettering again. So actually, we're gonna mark this A and B. We're gonna do forward and backwards. A and Z, B and C. No, B and Y. We're going to mark this as C and X, and then this is going to be D and W. So we obviously know this is the same. This is the same as W here. This is obviously A and... sorry, this is not A. This is A and Z. This has to be Y. Where can B be in box 6? It cannot be next to the Y because that would have to add up to 10. So B must be one of those two. Z is over here. C and X. Where are C and X? Well, neither C and X can be here because they're all either one of these three. So so C has to be one of these two. X cannot be here. Actually, X cannot be either of these, right? If X is either of these, and it can't be here, it can't be any of these digits because we know what these are. Because D adds up to 10 with W. This can't be, these can't be the same. So X, if it were one of these two, would have to be next to a C, and there's no X between it. There's no 10 signal between it. Maybe I shouldn't have used X. Maybe A through H was better. Let's use A through H because that's clearer. So A and B, I'm going to make this C and D, I guess. Then this E and F, and this G and H, right? So obviously this is G, this is A and B, this is D. E is here. That means this cannot be E here or here. So E must be one of these two. Since E is one of these two, F cannot be there because there must be an X in between if it were, right? E and F would be next to each other. Well, F can't be here, so where is F? F has to be here, which means E has to be here. So we know this is yellow, this is blue. So we have green, red, and pink here. Well, where can pink be in row 4? It cannot be here because this is pink to be adding with A to 10. So this is a green, orange, green, red pair, which means this can't be green or red. It must be pink. And since this is pink, this must be light. Well, we have this digit adds up to 10 with B. This digit adds up to 10 with E. Therefore, what can this digit be? It has to be a 5, no matter what. Because these add up to 10, these add up to 10. Light adds up with pink to 10, and yellow adds up with blue to 10. Therefore, this is a 5 left over. And we know, so one of these is a 5. We already knew that, but yeah. And one of these is a 5. And the last one here must be a C. So we have a 5C pair here. But we don't know which one C is. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. Since C cannot be here, okay, this is A to match with B. This is A, this is B. B, where is B in column 9? It cannot be any of these cells because of the B's in the boxes. It can't be that cell because if it were, then the A and the B would have to have an X next to it. So this must be a B here. I don't know why, but yeah, doing letters also seems to help a lot here. Anyways, this is B. What can this cell be? I don't know. Let's see. H is obviously one of these two. So this is specifically a 5H combination. This is 5C. Light has to be one of these two. We're not sure which. Light can't be here or here. So light is one of these 4. Okay. What is this cell? It cannot be A or B. It could be C. So it could be C here. So it could be medium. It could be D, dark. Medium, dark. Can't be B. It could be 5. So 5 is possible here. So the other green or red. Wait, no, it cannot be 5. If it were 5, the problem is this would be 5 then, and that's not possible. So it's medium or dark. It cannot be light or pink. Cannot be yellow, it could be blue. And it cannot be 5. It can't be this cell. It could be G. So this could be orange. So of the sets of 10, It cannot be A and B because those are already taken in that box. It could be both C and D. It cannot be E and it cannot be H. So it could be G, F, G or F if that's the case. That corresponds with, this could be yellow, medium and dark again. And if this is orange, this would be a green or a red. It would be H essentially if that were the case. Okay, what about this cell? So none of these could be A or B either, and they also add up to 10. So it can't be the 5. So this is the same, I think. Right, it has to be medium, dark, orange, and blue. Can't be yellow, can't be H. Which forces this to be medium, dark, again, red, yellow, or green. But it cannot be dark, so this can't be medium here. Blue and yellow are fine. This could be green, red with orange, and medium with dark. So medium is one of these two also. Oh, this can't be medium. So since this can't be medium, this can't be dark. Okay. We know 5 has to be one of these 3, which doesn't tell us too much. Okay, what about... none of these can be pink, which means none of those can be light, but we already knew that. Light cannot be... Okay, so light cannot be here. Where is light in this middle box? It can't be here, can't be here. It can't be next to the pink because there would be an X next to it then. So the light has to be here. Okay. Now, where is the light in column 5? Can't be any of these because they have light in the box. Can't be here because then it would be, there would have to be an X next to it to be consecutive with pink. Can't be here because if this is light, this would be pink and this would have to have an X next to it, so this must be light here. So you have lights kind of all filled out, right? This can't be light either because that would force this to be pink and we don't have that pink there. So light cannot be here, light can't be here, light can't be here. This must be light here, which means this can't be light here. So we should have 9 lights. We do. Where's the last... where are the pinks? Pink cannot be here. It can't be on this line to add up to 10. So pink cannot be here or here. Can't be here because that would force this to be light. And again, this doesn't have an X in between them. Can't be here because then this would have to be light. And that would be contradictory because we have 2 lights there in the column. So this must be pink here. Since this is pink, pink can't be here, pink can't be here, pink can't be here, and pink can't be here. So pink must be here. Well, we should have now 8 pinks now, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so that has to be a pink here. Okay, that means we have all the lights in pink set. What about... What other colors do we have? Blue cannot be here. It can't be any of these 3 cells because then the yellow would have to be here, and that's not allowed. So blue's either here or here. We don't know which. Okay. Let's look here. Blue is one of these 2. Again, orange could be one of those 3. Green could be here. Red could be here. Dark is one of these 3. And so, okay, light we already have. Medium could be any of these 5. So that's pretty broad. Okay. So this cannot be blue, and this can't be yellow. What? And we can't have light or pink anymore, which is good. So we can remove the lettering for that because we have the color. We have all the colorings already set for those cells. What can these two be? It cannot be blue and yellow because we already have a yellow in the column. Can't be light and pink. So these two must be medium and dark, or orange with green or red. Okay. Interesting. What about these two? It's similar, right? Except that it could be yellow. Okay. So these two are what? C, D, G, H. Have to be C, D, G, H. And these could be C, D, C through H. But it can't be 5. Right, because they see each other in the same column. Hmm. Where is the orange in box 9? Cannot be here. Can't be here. Right? We guarantee this is pink and light. And this, if it were orange, would match with the H here. And therefore, they would have a repeat in the column. So orange cannot be here. Orange has to be one of these three, which means this can never be orange. Therefore, this matches the same color. So greens are 5. So this cannot be green. This is red. That means this is a 5. This is an H. So this can't be 5 anymore. This is C, and therefore medium gray, and this is green as a 5. So this can't be green anymore. This can't be green. So it's either yellow adding to with 10, blue, and it cannot be red and red. Because red and red would add up to, yeah. So again, since this can't be a 5 anymore, since this is 5, this can be one of these 6, but it can't be light or pink. It can't be 5. If it's red, this would have to be orange, which is obviously contradiction. If it's light, it would have to be dark. Or sorry, if it's medium, it would have to be dark, which is obviously contradiction. So therefore, this must be yellow, and this must be blue. Okay. So orange is one of these 3. Blue also has to be one of these 3. And then one of these is light or dark, with the other light or dark here. This can no longer be green. So this can't be green, right? So it's that. This is not green, this is red to match the H. Therefore, green cannot be either of these. Green has to be one of these 2. Okay. This can't be green anymore. This is red, medium, and dark. So dark cannot, or Yeah, medium cannot be here because of this medium. Therefore, this is a blue-red pair. Okay. One of these is a 5, so one of these is green. The other one is what? Well, it can't be dark. So one of these is green. The other one has to add up to 10 with this cell. So it cannot be dark here, therefore this can't be medium. So this could be medium. It could be yellow. Or it could be red. Okay. Huh. Those are done. This could actually still be 5. These could be 5. These could be 5. Hmm. Where is the 5 in this box? It cannot be here, so the 5 is either here, here, or here. So 5 has to be one of those 3. If it's here or here, it must match here and here. The 5 here, though, cannot be here. It's either matching here and here, or this is a 5. So if this is 5, okay, so obviously if this is 5, this must be a 5. If this is 5, this must be a 5. What happens if this is 5? So if this is the 5 here, that makes this a 5 also. So this couldn't be 5. So if this is 5, it cannot be one of these two, so 5 cannot be here. 5 would have to be here. But this 5 would have to add up to 5 with 5 here to add up to 10. And therefore, that would eliminate 5 here and here in box 9, which would mean this box would not have a 5. So that's impossible. So this cannot be 5, which means this cannot be 5, right? 5 has to be one of these two, and it must match one of those two. We're not sure which, though. Remaining digit here has to be one of these 4, right? So it has to be yellow, red, green, or gray. It cannot be green. Yellow, red, or gray. Medium gray. These must be... orange has to be one of these. So we don't have pink, we don't have light. It could be orange, it could be red. It cannot be blue. It could be dark, it cannot be medium. So one of these is medium gray, guaranteed. And is C, obviously. Medium gray cannot be here. Medium gray cannot be here. Where's medium gray in box 1? It must be one of these two. Which means medium gray must be one of those two. Okay. Yeah, what are these? These has to be 5 and medium gray. Those are the only colors left. But we know this can't be 5, so this can't be green. This is medium gray, so this is green. Therefore, these cannot be medium gray. Since this can't be medium gray, this can't be dark to add up to 10. If this is, well, this could still be medium gray here. Okay, so this is medium gray. This is light. This is green. And this, therefore, this is the 5. So this cannot be green here, which means where is the green? It must be here. Oops. So this is 5. This cannot be 5 anymore, therefore this must be the 5, which forces this to be 5. And we should have 8 5s. We do. We know where the last 5 has to be. It has to be here. So those are all green. Okay. So now we know this is dark, one of these two cells. Right? Because again, this can't be medium gray. So none of these are. These are all fixed. So if we try to have medium gray here, this would have to be dark, and that's not allowed. If we try to have medium gray here, this would be dark. But we can't have medium gray here. So medium gray can't be here. If we have medium gray here, this is dark. If we have medium gray here, that's dark. So none of those work. So therefore, this is light, which means this cannot, sorry, not light. This is medium gray. This is dark gray. So this can't be dark gray. This is medium. And we know dark is here. This could also be yellow, I think, right? Yeah, this is orange, dark, and yellow or red. We're not sure which. Okay. Okay, this cannot be E, obviously. So this can't be F here. That doesn't help very much. This obviously can't be yellow because of the yellow in the row. This can't be red because of the red in the row. Okay, what are the possibilities here? I guess is okay. Well, we know this is medium, therefore this is dark. So this cannot be dark and medium. Okay, well there you go. This is orange and red then, which means it's G and H. Okay. That means this can't be orange. So this is medium or dark guaranteed, which means this cannot be medium or dark here because it would be next to another medium dark and there would have to be an X in between them. Therefore, this is orange. This cannot be orange here. This is medium and dark. This dark means this can't be dark, so that's medium, which means this can't be medium. This is dark. Orange cannot be next to red unless there's an X in between, and there isn't, so this is blue. This can't be blue. This is red. What does that leave? This color. This has to be blue. So this is blue, which makes this a yellow because it matches. This can't be yellow or dark. It's orange, which means orange cannot be here. The last digit here is the medium gray and is therefore the C. What are we missing here? Cannot be light and pink, cannot be yellow and blue, can't be orange and red, so this is medium and dark. And this can't be medium, so this is dark, which makes this medium. That leaves this color as red, because we don't have a red in that column, so this can't be red anymore, which means that's orange. This can't be orange, it's red. Okay, we could probably get rid of the lettering now altogether. Because we have enough differentiation of coloring so that it makes it easy to spot. Last digits here. Well, what are the last digits here? We're missing we have all the grays, we have green, pink, we're missing orange and blue. So this is an orange-blue pair. We don't know which one's which. How about here? This must be a yellow, medium gray coloring. Doesn't seem to be very much there. This is orange, so this cannot be orange here, which means this orange would not match with this red. So one of these is red here. In fact, we have a yellow, red, medium gray triplet in row 8. So this must be blue or dark. That's fine. This is blue, so this can't be blue. This is orange, then. Orange must match with red to add up to 10. So this is orange or red. This can't be red. This can't be orange. Remaining digits in row 9, since we have a yellow, medium gray pair, we have to have blue, black, and orange here. Okay. This is a blue, black, orange triplet here. And in fact, row 7 already has 7 of the colors. The remaining ones are red, which has to be here because it cannot be here, and yellow, which has to be here because it cannot be here. What does that leave in column? This is blue, black, and orange then. These are all blue, black, and orange. Okay. Light can be next to any of them. That's fine. Okay, so let's just double check. This orange... actually, let's go here. So pink matches with light to add up to 10. Medium adds up with dark to add up to 10. Or red and orange add up to 10. Yellow and blue add up to 10. Orange and red add up to 10. Pink and light. 5 and 5. And light and pink. Let's go here. Yellow and blue add up to 10. Dark and medium add up to 10. Red and orange add up to 10. Okay. That's the orange. What about the gray line? 3. Blue and yellow add up to 10. Medium and dark add up to 10. And 5 and 5 add up to 10. The blue 3 lines, pink and light add up to 10. Orange and red add up to 10. And one of yellow, blue, or pink, or medium dark adds up to 10 here. And the other one's here. So that seems fine. We have a blue, orange, dark triplet in row 1. That eliminates blue, orange, and dark in the rest of the row. So this can't be dark. This is a yellow, red pair, which means this can't be red. This is dark. Right, this was medium anyway, so it couldn't have been here, either of these two anyways. So this can't be medium. Okay. Now we start figuring out which of these 10 pairs are connected. Okay, so light and pink both see medium. Do they both see dark? Light sees dark here. Does pink see dark anywhere? That is guaranteed, I guess is the question. The answer is no. So pink, dark, so this can never be 1 through 4 adding up with these two, but this could be 6 through 9, and this could be 1 through 4. What about yellow so with light and pink with orange and red. So light, orange, and red. It's next to orange here. Actually, let's look at it that way. Okay, so light, what colors are light next to and what colors are pink next to? Light is guaranteed next to medium, dark. Green we don't care about. Obviously, pink is its 10 color. Orange, it's next to orange. Is it next to red? I don't see it next to red. Oh, it's next to red. Is it next to yellow? It's next to yellow. And is it next to blue? It's next to blue. So light is next to everything. So light has to be 6 through 9. Therefore, pink must be 1 through 4. And the one that it's not next to, we know which one that is then. So pink, obviously, could be next to its 10 mate. It's next to medium. Is it next to dark? I don't think it's next to dark necessarily. So it's not necessarily next to dark. Okay. It doesn't matter about 5. Orange. It's next to orange. Is it next to red? It's next to red. It's next to yellow. And is it next to blue? It's next to blue. So it must be pink and dark. Add up to... So pink and dark are the ones that must be 1 through 4. And they match. So orange and yellow and blue and red have to be the other matching 5s. Right? And we know none of them touch each other, so we have to figure out which ones don't touch. Okay, so let's look at orange. Do we have... Actually, let's... Okay, one of these is yellow, so this can't be yellow. Therefore, this is red. This can't be red. This is yellow. That's helpful. Which one is the one that we have the most information on? I think it's red and yellow. So red, obviously, red and yellow can be next to each other. Red is next to both blue and yellow. So red has to be the 6 through 9. That means orange is the 1 through 4. And orange is next to blue. So blue has to be 6 through 9. Yellow has to be the 1 through 4. Because of that, yellow can never touch orange. But I don't think it ever does. Right? Yeah, it never does. This is 6 through 9. 1 through 4. Okay, we have that information. That doesn't help us too much. Yellow cannot be, well, we don't know. This is 6 through 9 here. Blue. Dark is a 1 through 4. And again, so dark cannot be next to pink, but it's not. Oh, dark cannot be next to pink, so it can't be dark here. So this can't be dark, this is blue, which means this can't be blue. This is orange, which forces this to be dark. Since this is not blue or dark, this is orange, which means these can't be orange. This is blue, this can't be blue, this is dark. Since this is not blue, this is orange, which means this can't be orange. This is blue. This blue means this can't be blue, so it's dark, which means this dark. So this is blue and yellow to add up to 10. That means this can't be yellow, this can't be medium, this can't be yellow. So medium cannot be next to 5, and dark cannot be next to 5. We already knew that. Okay. So medium is 6 through 9. Dark is 1 through 4. So dark cannot be next to blue, which it never was going to be able to, or orange. Light cannot be next to yellow, which is not helpful. So, okay, we know mediums, then, cannot be 6. So they have to be 7, 8, 9. Which means since mediums are 7, 8, 9, darks have to be 1 through 3. Okay, what does that mean? That means pink and light can never be 9 and 1. So pinks are never 1. And lights can never be 9. Right? Because these two add up to 10 with these, or these two add up to 5 with the pink and dark add up to 5. So since medium can't be 6, this can't be 4. Orange then is 1 through 4. So if dark is 1, orange has to be 3. Because again, they don't add up to 10. So if dark is 1, orange has to be 3. If dark is 2, that means orange has to be 4. If dark is 3, that means orange has to be 1. So orange has to be 1, 3, or 4. That's interesting. That means the corresponding red cannot be 8. So it's 6, 7, and 9. Blue can be whatever. So it's blue 6, 7, 9. Wait, why is blue 6, 7, 9? Blue could be anything. Actually, can it? So since orange is 1, 3, or 4, yellow has to be 1, 2, and 4. So let's clear 1, 2, and 4. That means blue has to be 6, 8, and 9. Okay. If medium gray is 9, that would mean light has to be 7. If medium gray is 8, that means this is 6. If it's 7, it can't be 6 or 8. So this can't be 7. This can't be 8. So again, if medium gray... So medium gray has to be 8 and 9. Which means all the dark grays are 1 and 2. And the mediums, the light gray have to be 6 and 7 then. Which forces pink to be 3 and 4. That forces, dark to be 1 and 2. Hold up. Light and that's not true. Okay. That's not true. Light and dark, like light and medium, are the ones that correspond to pink and dark, which must add up to 5. So, if this were 7 or 8, this would also have to be 7 or 8, and therefore that would fail. The cage cannot be orthogonally adjacent with consecutive digits. So, Light must be 6, and then medium must be 9. That makes pink as 4 and dark as 1. So therefore, the blues have to be 8 because it can't be 6 or 9. That leaves the reds as 7. So then the yellows are 2, and that makes the oranges as 3. And that's how you solve it. We celebrate with 3 in the corner. Yep, fairly straightforward. You just have to basically logic through everything with the different colors essentially, or letters if you use letters. But yeah, fairly straightforward. The little tricky part, I guess, was the 5 here, but everything else is just basically, oh, this can only be here, this can only match that, right? These have to be sets of 10s, these have to be sets of 10s, these have to be sets of 10s here. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.